Alexa, lights on. Finally, this works. Jeez. What a day. I finally can relax, go to the store, come back, and then I have one big massive Wi-Fi failure. Okay, see if we can get some people to come in. Also have to share the stream and all that other good stuff. Jeez. What a hassle. Yeah. I decided this was so bad that I even decided to skip the intro, which is something I never do. So let's get a look at this PDS warning. Oh. Okay, so I didn't click on it. There it is. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado continues for Cass County and Barnes County. Here, this is a PDS tornado warning. Might as well sound the siren. This is a reported tornado by storm spotters. It's also confirmed to have golf-ball-sized hail. Valley City, Tower City, Buffalo, Osrika, and Alice are in the path of this storm. I wonder if there's any chasers out at this point still. Hi, Mia. Phew. Today has been one of those days. But I said I was going to be here. I almost didn't. Okay, so for now, it's been a long, long day. I didn't get home till way late. I haven't eaten since like 4, I think, actually. And I didn't get home till like maybe 7. So yeah, it's been bad. I still had to go to the store and unload my groceries. I got back a little late, and then on top of that, I had a massive Wi-Fi failure, but it was exclusively to my computer, which is crazy. So I had to reboot everything. In a way, though, I'm kind of glad it turned out that way, because if it didn't, I would have had to restart the stream, copy and paste all the details, all that other good stuff, which would have been even more of a pain, and I would have been probably a little bit angrier, but it is what it is. We're here now. Yeah, so long day. I still haven't grabbed my food out of the microwave, which is crazy. And this is how you know I'm kind of off my game right now, is because if I was right, then I would have known to click out of that last warning. Man, it seems like things are, oh, wow. Things are going off here. I'm kind of surprised to a point that we didn't get a moderate out of this. Perhaps it was the right call, but this verified more so than, I say that this verified more as a moderate than the actual moderate risks that were issued in the last week. But, you know, it's just one of those situations. Yeah, I agree. You really have to get into the finite details. It is a moderate? When did they upgrade it? Oh, yeah, they did upgrade it. Ah, they upgraded it after the fact. Just ever so, maybe just ever so slightly after the fact. Yeah, wind driven. That's what I was thinking. That's what I kind of thought it should have been to begin with, though. But yeah, I was expecting it to be a moderate from probably early this afternoon, maybe even in the morning, because the video we made yesterday, but just how it goes sometimes. Well, at the end of the day, I was right. They did issue it, but right now, the real concern now is just the people that are in the path here. I'm hoping everybody's doing what they need to do to stay safe here. We have continuations of warnings here. We have, of course, we still have our PDS warning here. All right. People sound awfully ungrateful after I got groceries for them, which is part of the reason why I was running behind on my stream too. Man. Now the thing that really just surprised me with this is that we had this, well, you pretty much can call this a textbook supercell. Classic classic veering right here. You have the hook, of course, on both of these, really. I think this one to the south could produce next, and it might take up the energy of this northern storm. But even so, it's very surprising to see these out ahead of the line. I don't think we really had too many models that were going for that. It's fun. Shoot. Wow. I'm just stunned, honestly. I'm honestly stunned. Which one? Oh, yeah, I still have. Yeah, both of these warnings have golf ball sized hail. It's the one with the main line. Oh, the Valley City. Oh, that's been. Oh, that's been known. You're behind, Mia. You are behind. Okay, everything's shared. You're sleepy. Let's not get into that now. You never would be able to, even on your best day. Anyway, alright, let's see if I can get this. I'm still trying to share this stream. I don't even know if there's any chasers that we can use, right? That we could, whose feeds we could actually use or look at, which would really suck. Nope. Okay, so we have lost the PDS tag and we're down to radar indicated as well. Still have that golf ball sized hail with this storm. Yeah, we don't have any chasers to work with here. Well, that's a bummer. Alright, well, I guess we better get some music going, I suppose. Alright, just trying to make sure before I keep this rolling here to make sure we have good frames before all is said and done here. Mia, refresh your stream. No, as of right now, they're going to go parallel of each other. They're both going to the east. There is a almost perfect eastward component of motion here, as of right now. And if anything, if there's going to be a splitting motion, it would be off to the north, away from the other supercell. And I wouldn't anticipate that changing too quickly either. Jeez. Okay. Let me turn my speakers down. I think we started so late that we're kind of screwed here as far as viewership. It is what it is. I'll stick around if you guys want me to, though. Okay. It's not a derecho yet, but it probably. But if we're being honest, it probably will be. Wow, look at the potential for peak wind gusts sitting at max at 115. New tornado warning, by the way, and this is also observed too. Let's go with the Bismarck radar and take a look. Yep, bounded weak echo region. Let's go ahead and take a look at that in a second here. This is for Kidder and Stutzman County. This is located northwest of Streeter, moving east at 55 miles an hour. Stark difference compared to those supercells, but it's to be expected. This will be in Cleveland within the next 17 minutes. Are there any Is there any cameras by chance that we might be able to miraculously find within North Dakota? I mean, I know the odds aren't great, but I just thought I would at least try. I also don't feel like wasting my time. 'Cause at some point I want to try to grab my food. Indy dot. Will they have any visuals? That's my thing. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was expecting. Yeah, I see the MD Supercell one. I haven't read it yet though. So we're probably going to be seeing peak activity out of these two supercells in the next little bit here. This is impressive. Bow Echo that's evolving into what is probably going to end up being a derecho here. You can actually see this other line beginning to kind of consolidate here too. Still beautiful structure on these storms though, but I don't think they're going to last too much longer. They do keep building into each other. There's a small chance they probably merge. And it's not even that they're merging, it's just convection that's forming off the outflow boundary of this one. Okay, we're starting to get a little increase in viewership. Maybe all's not lost. If I can get an opportunity here, I'd love to grab some food. So I'm starving. Well, we got a severe thunderstorm warning that goes pretty much all the way into the border here. Jeez, that forward speed is crazy. 75 miles an hour. That's the same speed as a Category 1 based on its forward motion here. And the winds are just as fast here. We have hazard at 70 mile per hour gust here. That lets you know that this is no joke here. And look at the wording here that it also has. Wind damage with these storms will occur before any rain or lightning. Do not wait for the sound of thunder before taking cover. Seek shelter immediately inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. And they pretty much nailed it here. There's a chance that that might ramp up all the way to a destructive tag, and it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Such is really going to be the nature of these storms tonight. Even if you don't even get any rain at all, just the overall wind from these storm systems, this storm system alone, even if you're on the outer edge or on the south side, you can end up getting it. Even if you're to the north side, too, like the outflow boundaries where the strongest winds might be starting out, and then if you end up on the rain shaft, you might get another round. I'd say the further south you are, though, the worse it gets. Okay, so we got everything. I think we got everything up now. I think we're off to the races at long last. It's just been a little bit of a challenge to get to this point. Hey, Blondie. I'm just happy I was able to get this stream to work. Man. I get home from the store, and the first thing that I get is Wi-Fi failure on my computer. But every other device in the house is good. I don't know what that was about, but we got it fixed now. So far, it's stable. Let's hope it stays that way. Hmm? Is there another one? Okay, no, these are all four of them. I don't know what the deal with that is. Am I on the right radar site? Yes, I am. Or at least for now, I am. Kind of hard to see what's going on here. It looks like a little bit of a contamination thing going here, but I'm gonna guess here still is where the point of rotation is. Gate to gate might be a little messy. It might be in a rave, that little rave mode that we always joke about on here. Either way, it still would be a pretty considerable tornado considering the gate to gate on this, if this is accurate. That would be close to 140 on gate to gate. Hey, what's up, Amputee? It's been a long day. I'm trying to see if I can power through and make this stream go, but we'll see what happens here. I haven't eaten since like 4 or 5. I didn't get home till probably like 7 or 8. It's been that kind of day. And then after all that, I still had to go to the store. So yeah, it's been rough, but it's all right. It's all right, Torex. Yeah, like I said, it's been one of those days. I'm gonna and actually, I don't know how delayed you really are though. I think you replied to that pretty quickly. I don't know. Well, maybe I can try and sneak and get my food out of the microwave. Hopefully, I have an opportunity to take at least a few bites. Oh, Twitter. Ain't that lovely? Can't pour from an empty cup. Yeah, well, you weren't wrong. I got just a little bit of energy right now. Just give me about 2-3 minutes. Alright, let's get that going real quick. We'll run a loop real quick and then I'll take a short break. I'll be back. Alright, back. Okay. Camera's of course off and heat, but oh, I gotta turn up the music. Wow. Yeah, that lets you know how out of it I was. Thanks. Okay. I'm seeing these pictures on Twitter right now, or X. I'm calling it Twitter. I don't care. But I'm seeing the pictures on social media. Absolutely wild. Wish I could show them, of course, but reasons. But quite a day it's been already, and there's still looks like tonight is still gonna be plenty busy. Go along with it. I just wish we had some decent visuals out here, man. That's the only issue I have with tonight. It'd be really nice if we had some good visuals. I've seen at least one or maybe two. There we go. North Carolina's trending right now, so that tells you a lot about what's been going on. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much for free. I guess I can finally unpin that message, thank goodness. I already feel myself starting to come back around finally. Okay, so let's look at both of these, make sure that these aren't... Oh, yep. So I actually nailed my prediction was pretty much spot on, unfortunately. That southern storm is now an observed tag and now has a PDS warning to go along with it. So this is located over Fort Ransom, unfortunately. And this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado that's going to be heading into Lipson, Anderlin, Fort Ransom, Nome, and Little Yellowstone here. This is again, a large, extremely dangerous tornado that has been indeed confirmed on the ground by storm spotters. So I guess we can up the count up to 3 to 4 potentially strong tornadoes. Good structure on radar, that's for sure. But that's pretty much been the calling card of these supercells from the very beginning. Velocity signature is not the greatest. I think a scan earlier probably was a lot better. And there it is. There it was earlier. So at least at this point, this has started to weaken just a little bit. But there's still likely a tornado down with this storm right now. And unfortunately, like I said before, this came very close of not going directly through Fort Ransom here. So all we can do is hope that somehow it missed the most heavily populated part of the town. That anyone that is, and furthermore, that anyone in the path here has taken shelter and taken the proper precautions. The tornado warning that was associated with that kink in the line here has now been downgraded to radar indicated. This still contains 90-mile-per-hour wind potential here, so this is still a very dangerous storm. But at least the tornado threat isn't, well, I wouldn't say it's gone either, but at least this isn't confirmed down. We have to take our victories where we can get them in this case. Because I would say at this point, this is kind of a less than desirable situation. Alright, Torex. Did they extend the warning? Yeah, okay, they did extend it a little further south. We're even starting to get severe thunderstorm warnings into South Carolina now at this point. Look at this gust front right here. Look at that. We have another destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Tonight's going to be one of those nights where we're going to be sounding the siren more so for the severe thunderstorm warnings more so than the tornado warnings, honestly. Once you get above 80 miles an hour in particular, that's when things really start to get ugly with those straight line winds here. And such is the case with this storm. This has actually got a EDS tag, extremely dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. Which is kind of just further driving home that threat that we have here of those high winds. Because again, 80 miles an hour will do the same kind of damage. And 80 mile per hour straight line winds can do the same kind of damage as a small tornado. 80 miles an hour is still pretty fast, regardless. Easily take trees down, knock out power lines, tear up roofs, even possibly. So a lot of damage can be done here. And it's on the northern side of the storm here, so eventually we may even see Grand Forks here getting into the mix. Hi, Christine. How were the storms yesterday? I know I missed them. They fired so early. There was no way I would have had a chance to cover them, really. Yeah, hopefully nothing too bad happened. Hopefully this has been downgraded. Yes, it has been downgraded from the PDS warning. Still observed as of right now, but we'll probably see this begin to downtrend as well. One can only hope that this continues to be the case here. I do see a little bit of a merger beginning to develop here. That is a brand new tornado warning, by the way, over here for Wells in Sheridan County. This is 7 miles north of Hertzfield, moving north at 15 miles an hour. Thankfully, this is expected to remain mostly over rural areas. We do have to watch out for Manfred, however, though. The main threat with this isn't so much the tornado, but really is more so the damaging winds at this point, as I've said before. That's pretty much what the theme is going to be tonight. Tornadoes will be possible, but for the most part, it's going to be the high winds that are going to be the biggest problem here. Well, I'm glad you're all right. Again, sorry I couldn't be live for that one. I almost didn't even go live for this. That's right. I mean, if you think about it, 100 mile per hour winds, that's a Category 2 hurricane. No matter how you look at it. Like, you've seen those crash test videos where you have those cars that hit at about 100 miles an hour and have the dummy in there. You see the kind of force that's in that. So, I mean, 100 miles per hour with the air, I mean, shoot. It's pretty nasty. I sure wouldn't want to hit anything at 100 miles an hour regardless. Or have anything hit me at 100 miles an hour. That does not sound fun at all. Shoot, 115 is if you're at 115 miles an hour, that's technically a major hurricane. So I mean, we talk about comparing damaging winds to tornadoes. You really look at it from the Saffir-Simpson scale for hurricanes. It's a little bit more. It kind of helps you put things into perspective more, but it also kind of scares you a little bit. Excuse me. Wow. I mean, even the hail, you don't want to mess with that either. Truthfully, too, I would say that the larger the hail is, the greater the risk of injury is too. I mean, it's a big chunk of ice, yes, but it falls from the sky at terminal velocity. So, yeah, that's not something you want to mess with either. The goal is to educate and understand all the hazards here. That's what we're trying to do. Well said, because it's all true. Uh, Man. All right. I don't want that right now. I don't want to overeat. That was already a lot of food I just ate. Okay. Camera's back on. Didn't even finish my food. I don't want to overeat and get too sleepy, even though I ate a good bit. So here's hoping I don't get weighed down too much. But thank you for your patience, folks. I'm just happy that you guys even tuned in at this point. I'm like, man, so late to the party. That's one of the things that really makes me not want to stream is whenever I'm like late like this. But I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna try to do better. Get out of my own head a little bit. I don't know how late I'll stay up for this one. Well, truthfully, yeah. Because I had some soul food today, so. Well, I just had that soul food, so yeah. It's not gonna. It's gonna be a little challenge here. Trying to stave that off. I won't lie to you. But I'm up for a challenge. Tell you what, if I end up knocking out uh I don't know, make fun of me or something, I don't know. This never ceases to amaze me when we have storms that are really strong. You'll even see the outflow boundary forming where there's pretty much a rain-free zone. And then you see these areas, even though they have no rain on the radar, they still get those severe thunderstorm warnings. Simply because of the gust front, which is pretty daggone cool if I were to say so myself. Still dangerous though, so I have mixed feelings about it obviously, but alright, so it looks like our supercell is starting to die down here. Or at least our northern supercell is. The southern storm definitely is taking over as we expected. Oh wow, they upped it again. Now it's up to 100 mile per hour potential with this severe thunderstorm warning, and it pretty much spans that entire line. So within any given point inside that main bow echo, we could potentially see winds as great as 100 miles an hour. That is insane to think about. And I mean, given this kind of environment, it's not far fetched. It's really not. If there's anything I don't like, there it is. Kind of getting into a very small little radar hole right here between Jamestown and Valley City. So we move this further to the east, which it's not going to take long for it to progress. We'll be out of that radar hole in a moment. So nothing that we should be too concerned with in regards to radar coverage, but it's a little meddlesome problem though, nonetheless. The winds are pretty strong, and that's really all that matters here. Is the fact that we have ridiculous damaging wind potential with this. All up and down this area. I'm easily ranging around 85 to 100 miles an hour. It's easier, honestly, to find the areas that are less than 60 miles an hour. Ooh, yeah, it did hit me a little bit there. Oof. I do know one thing, and I hate the fact that you mentioned it, amputee. Yeah, it's been, yeah, it got pretty wild pretty quick, Torex. Well, 'tis the season, Christine, because this is windbag season. So doesn't surprise me, but it's still pretty awe-inspiring. To think that we've had multiple storm systems that have prompted moderate risk for damaging winds, though, it is pretty impressive. It's pretty crazy to think about, too. Yeah, Dakotas do. Yeah, a lot of people sleep on the Dakotas when it comes to violent tornadoes, and it has quite the history, especially during this part of June. There are a lot of big storms that we've covered in June over towards this region. And to think we're really just starting to. Yep, I was just about to say Canada. I literally was just about to say to think we're just now starting to get going with Canada as well. So maybe with a little bit of time off, maybe we can actually do a little bit of live coverage in for Canada as needed. June into July, and then the same thing with Canadian tornado season. Canadians themselves getting pretty busy during this time of year as well. Dang. Dang, amputee made me think about it. Now I'm starting to feel that little bit of heaviness now. I think that, I don't know necessarily if it's the food. I just think it's been the combination of the day itself along with the food that's making me think about sleep. It's not gonna happen though. It's not happening. Not right now, at least. I'm just happy I don't have to work tomorrow. One thing I also will say though, is essentially with the way things are going right now, this is essentially a severe weather outbreak here. Yeah, the northern cell has lost its warning entirely. So now it's all the southern storm. Well, we called that earlier though, so it's not like it was anything too far out of the unexpected there. And even the southern cell is starting to kind of shrivel up a bit. But the mesoscale kind of called for this though too, so yeah, not really anything that we weren't expecting, but this event is definitely meeting that moderate risk criteria at the very least. Same. I'm just glad my job's off season has started. Yeah, Texas should be fine with severe weather for a while. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just work, it was everything after that, too. Just the day itself. Just a lot to do. There's just no real way to reschedule it or move that around. It all had to happen today. So I was like, daggone it. But yeah, I get a little break from work for right now. I'm hoping I get a good chance to rest where it's feasible. But yeah, the heat will drag you down, the heat and the humidity, and that's one thing that has not relented here. Even though the storm threat has slowed down. Man, these ones are crazy over here. I'm seeing 120 in there even. If you go a little further back, which is getting towards the edge of the radar ring, it gets even faster, up towards 132. But where we even get closer, we're still getting up to potential for 100. That is wild. And to think that there's still an isolated tornado threat to go along with this. Yeah, you're gonna get a little break. And so will I, honestly. My area is gonna slow down too. So the severe weather threats are gonna be a lot lower. I know better than to say that there's gonna be like a 0% chance, but at least things will be to a point where it won't be that bad. Hey. So I'm looking at the model data here. Well, these storms could go really late into the night. Shoot, honestly, they could keep going into the next morning. The amount of energy that's in the atmosphere right now is crazy. Man. Alright, so I'm trying to think here. What should we do for now? Also, I meant to ask, but I didn't get the chance to clearly. But how did that fireside chat go with Justin? Everything went alright? No issues, right? And hopefully none of you caused any issues either. Oh, it did? Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I just hope that my audience represented the community well. I'm sure they did. But I just wanted to be sure. Oh, it was an interesting. Yeah. It sounded like it was an interesting conversation. But either way, I couldn't hang around. I had to get ready to go to work and basically be stuck. Honestly, with the way things are set up, I want to say yes. But the thing is, these bow echoed ratio style events, they are wild cards in and of themselves. So while I want to say yes, the peak tornado threat or the Sig Tor threat is over, the wild card always remains. Because watch, you'll say that that Sig Tor threat's over, then the derecho itself might drop an EF3 or something, and then you're just kind of left with your jaw dropped, just like, how? I've been on the wrong end of that a couple times, not physically, but as far as like forecasting is concerned. It said, oh yeah, this is over. And then it just goes, here's an EF3 for your troubles. Just be like, well, I tried to say something, but it went wrong. It's a game of inches. That one warning is wild. Yeah, it's a heck of a saying, right? But I remember a few years where those happened. Most memorable one, I think it happened in the early 2010s. It was over towards like the Illinois, Indiana area. Forget the exact name of that one. I think it was an event that occurred in the mid tens, actually. Yeah. In fact, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. We'll look that up whenever we get time. Hey, G bro, I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay. It's been a long day over here. Feel a little heavy. Ooh. All right. I might need to careful Torex. That's how you that's a great way to mess up your immunity whenever you have such extremes going from 100 into 40s. So you've been warned. That's all I'll say there. Other countries have inclement weather too. I mean, and they have very unique weather depending on where you go too. But if you get fair weather all the time, you'd hate it too. So, at that point, what are you gonna do? I need to go to the restroom or something. Try to shake off this little bit of fatigue. I'll be right back. Alright, I feel a little better now. Oh yeah, Central Asia is no joke there. I mean, that's to be expected because they live towards the mountains. But yeah, everywhere has extremes. Observe tour happen. I gotta figure out how these guys have those sirens set up to where they go automatically for every warning. Must be... Yep, it's that one again. Alright, so we got an observed tornado warning, an observed 80 mile per hour winds with this as well. The storm is moving northeast at 70 miles an hour. It's confirmed by law enforcement here. Thankfully, this remains in rural territory here. What a night this has turned into very quickly. Well, I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure out how they do that and set my own up. Dang. I felt better for a moment. That didn't last long. Fatigue hits me right back after I thought I'd clear it. Oh yeah, this is totally about to consolidate into that main line now. Trying to see if there's any storm chasers online right now that I could actually look at on the TV. Obviously, the sound will have to be off. I'm not trying to get in trouble. And obviously, I can't show the video. Dang. Dang it, amputee, you nailed it right on the head. The food coma is setting in. It's trying to. I might need a moment. Okay. Alright. Oh, I actually see it. I'm so sorry I can't show you that stuff, guys. But obviously, I do not have the ability to show his feed, and I'm not trying to steal Storm Chaser footage. These guys go through it just to be out there, take time away from their families and stuff. It'd be wrong to steal from them. Well, amputee, it's one of those things where a few bad eggs had ruined it for everybody. Because not everybody, because I mean, obviously, I don't necessarily have bad intentions, but there are people who actually will monetize and gain like profit off of other people's chaser feeds. And then the chasers who spent all that time can't see that same kind of money that they would need in order to continue to go out there and chase. So to counteract it, they almost have to be like to the point where they end up like suing and whatnot. It's a PDS tornado warning, by the way. See, that's why I was saying that I can't say for sure that the Tor threat is over. That southern cell is still got, it's still discreet. It's got plenty of energy out ahead of it. So I have no real reason to say that it's over. And I mean, look at that signature right there. I think that should say it all. It is fair. It's just crappy for the people that are actually trying to like help with the warning process, which is really what my intent is. But I get where they're coming from, especially being someone who's preparing to do it myself. Like if I had known what I know now, I would have never shown a feed at any point without permission. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. More often than not, they don't need much in the way of advertisement. If anything, the chaser feeds are what draw more people to the streamer. If anything, I would say it more than anything, it benefits the streamer than it does the chaser. Because I remember how I was introduced to Evan Freiberger. It was when he was chasing in Alabama. It wasn't from him doing radar coverage. Just him being out there probably is more of an increase in the algorithm than I would say. Mm-hmm. Lava. Lava's your. Oh, okay. Well, hey, congratulations. Well, that's good for him. Glad he got the call. I don't know what telling me's gonna do. I mean, I also said that for a while the pattern was gonna shift towards something kind of like this. So, I mean, I said that at the beginning of the month. So, not to sound like a jerk or anything or arrogant, but I think a lot of people were expecting that shift up north to happen around the middle part of the month, and here we are towards the middle to back half of the month, and there it is. Got our tornado right here, and our. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a derecho just yet, but it's probably going to be one, if we're going to be honest. Yeah, there's no benefit in telling me. Just remember what you got right off of this one. And go for next time, you know? It seems like this one's already occluding. Just as quickly as that rotation really ramped up, it seems like it occluded just as quick, if not even quicker. But back to what we were talking about though earlier. Is we got another EDS severe thunderstorm warning. There's new ones for Grand Forks, Nelson, Cass, Trail, Barnes, and Steele counties. Yeah, this is screaming now. It's probably going to continue to be that way as we go forward. But for Grand Forks, Nelson, Cass, Trail, Barnes, and Steele, the towns definitely need to be taking shelter here. This basically could do the same kind of damage as a small tornado. In the areas that we'll have to watch out for, of course, Hope and Cloton. This is going to be on top of you in the next couple of minutes. Finley and Netta, Sharon, 7 minutes from now. 12 minutes for Pageneer. Golden Lake, Galesburg, and Erie, we have about 16 minutes. Mayville, Northwood, and Hatton, this will be about 20 minutes. Also, American Crystal Sugar is in the path of this storm, along with anywhere on I-29 between mile markers 82 and 119. I like that they added this wording to it. I do think that's interesting. I hope the public receives that well. That is my main concern, but outside of that, I think we should be good. Alexa, lights on. A wind advisory. Yeah, wind advisor is something else. I get them so often where I live, though, so I'm kind of desensitized to them. Especially, like, during the early part of spring. Like, it's so common, it's just like another day for me. Daggone it, Torx. Got a new tornado warning here. That's a nice little signature that kind of popped up at the last second. So this is radar indicated here. Also has potential for up to quarter size hail. This is another one moving at 70 miles an hour. Main line really looks like it's taking over at this point. Oriska is in the path of this storm here. And then we also have Tower City, Page, Buffalo, Absarka, and R. Between all of this is in between mile markers in North Dakota and Minnesota between 298 and 309. But yeah, here's that couplet right there. There is a chance that if we could get some ground truth with that, it could be down. That couplet is strong enough there within that bounded weak echo region. It's like a small little lip here, like this is trying to be an embedded supercell. I know one thing that will definitely slow that down is this merger right here, at least in the short term. The long term, especially as it crosses the border into Minnesota, we could still have some potential with this as well. Oh, somewhere like Wyoming? Yeah, that would be something else. I wouldn't really want to live anywhere out west with high winds like that. Oof. I'm gonna need to walk around for a moment here. Give me a moment. Alright, testing, testing. Mic got disconnected, actually, for a split second there. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm gonna move the mic out of the way. It just got the cable got loose here off to the side. Alright, good, good. Yeah, this wire on this mic is pretty finicky. Hard to believe that we've had this channel for nearly 3 years now, and I think this mic has always been what we used. So it's done well, but she's getting a little old now. Alright, let's pause this for a moment. Yeah, it's a Blue Yeti Nano mic, so I mean, it's a good brand. It doesn't even cost that much. It's just the way the setup is now. It just puts a little bit of wear. It's just got its little share of wear and tear. But yeah, this mic is done really good. Can't really complain if you really think about it. Now, I don't think she's gonna die anytime soon. She's just got a little bit of tiny wear and tear. I think she's still got plenty of years ahead. She got plenty of years ahead of her. Oof, man. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can last another hour here, because clearly, yeah, I think my body's about to shut down on me at some point. There's our gust front severe thunderstorm warning. Literally, there's hardly any rain behind this, but the winds are so strong from the gust front that you can actually see wind damage ahead of whatever could form later this evening. It's kind of a brain twister, a brain buster, but it's pretty funny to me. Or it's amusing to me, I should say. Man, that hook is really something right there. So this went back down to radar indicated, which is good news. Velocity's still there. I don't know what raise. I don't know what I don't know exactly. Dang, I don't know what my brain's doing right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call this at 1. Yep. We are getting sloppy, folks. We are getting sloppy here. No, it's just a day. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I haven't stopped. So I'm closing in on 20. I'm closing in on 20 hours straight. So it had to happen at some point. Then on top of that, before I even went to work today, I actually went to the gym. That's the even crazier part. We still have an observe tag here. But yeah, food coma partially is setting in. It's not helping me. But yeah, the day has been bad. Like, just long. I'm just happy I even found any energy to stream at all. I'm just trying not to make myself look like a complete fool on here. Yeah, this storm just doesn't seem like it wants to let go. Seems like it's about to do the bounded weak echo donut here. The border donut, as I'm gonna call it. That'll be like a. Maybe we'll make that into a community joke here. For right now, though. The BWER joke. Now here's something interesting also while we have these storms ongoing. Look at the shape that this is made. This almost has an eagle shape. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'll probably get one. Yeah, the next emoji slot. I just gotta figure out a concept idea to draw with it. Then I gotta figure out how to actually do it. I'm terrible at finding apps. That's one of my biggest problems. I'm just not good at finding resources when it comes to computers. Like anything that I don't know about takes forever for me to find it. Maybe I'm just too old school. I don't know. Or at least too old school when it comes to computers. Ooh, man. Well, thankfully, I'm going to have at least a little bit of time this next week, so if you really are willing to help, I'll see what you have to offer. Yeah, on the PDS storm. Of course, Brandon. Of course, Brandon. It's on Brandon's feed, and we aren't going to be able to see it. I feel like I've seen that picture before, almost. Was what you sent me on Discord. All right. Yeah, those are some wild shots right there. Dang, man. I'm struggling. I'm wondering if I can even make it to I'm trying to see if I can even make it to 1 o'clock. If I do, I'm definitely ending a stream then. I don't see myself being able to stay awake longer than that. Wow, those pictures are crazy though. No. That is something I will not be doing. Yeah, I'm just now starting to see those Torex. Those are crazy. I'm trying to think of what these remind me of. Oof. But yeah, I'm not using that mode. For one, I mean, really, and this isn't to stroke my own ego, but I don't really think I need it that bad. Because it basically just points out everything I pointed at. But also, I kind of feel like that's cheating in a way. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, just give me basic radar and just give me enough energy to where I can read it properly. And I can take care of the rest from that point. There we go. Let's see if the music will wake me up because you guys can hear it clearly, but I have my speakers down too low. Oh, you want that louder? I didn't want it to be to the point where it drowns me out. Here you go. I'll crank it up for me. I was about to say, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think y'all want me to do it for you. I mean, I can only hope that it'll work for me. It might not. Like I said, I'm pretty dinged up today. Not hurt or anything, I'm just tired. Okay. Perfect. Oh, there goes my hat. Not like I have really a whole lot to hide under it. This is my hair. It's nothing incredible. Got a little bit of hat hair towards the back of my head. Come on. Yeah, I'm rocking the Trivium hat tonight. Here. I don't always. I was out earlier. Went out to the store. Didn't really want to bother and put a whole lot of effort into trying to look like something. So I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna throw the hat on along with the clothes and get what I need to do done. Yeah, I saw Trivium a while back and saw this version of the snapback. Costed way more than it should have, but it is what it is. It was a good show, though. Yeah, most of the band merch that I get, truthfully, including this shirt, I've gotten them pretty much from live shows. So I have a pretty extensive collection since I've been going since 2016. Love an opportunity to go to a couple shows again this year, but we'll see if that ends up coming to be or not. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I can tell you. Yeah. I can make it to 1 o'clock, but I don't think I go beyond that point. 20 minutes is a heck of an ask, it seems, at this point. My body's just not going for it. I'm not burned out, it's just my body's just done today. But yeah, I've been up since like 5 a.m. 5 a.m., went to the gym, went to work after that, had a long day at work, I had to go eat something. Just around the time I was getting ready to come home from work. Then yeah, that's pretty much what it's doing right now. I wonder what you really meant to say with those combination of those three words. I wonder what came before it. Anyway, dang, it still is producing other tornadoes. Yeah, it's for that corridor with those other two supercells, I'm sure. But yeah, this is a crazy look on reflectivity here. Look at this. This almost looks like an eagle flying forward. We're getting the back view of it, and its wings are like coming out like this or something. It's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, the America storm system doing some damage to America. Oh man. Dang. Okay. Okay. I need to get it together here. Wow, that's a heck of a couplet there, by the way. Look at that. Not the most impressive gate-to-gate I've seen, but still nasty in its own right. Well over 100 miles per hour gate-to-gate, maybe even 110. So, it's still pretty impressive. Especially coming from a line of storms where these storms often end up competing with each other. But I will also go as far as to say is because of this merger that's occurred here, I would expect this storm to probably die out pretty quick and see the what spin the funnel cloud and beyond here start to move away. Yeah, it's one. Yeah, awful situation, truthfully. I have not forgotten Barnsdall, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm trying. I don't know if 15 minutes might even be possible. What do you. Dang it, man. I just want to try to get to. I just want to at least try to get in 2 hours. Yeah, wild night for sure. Weird, wild night. And I don't remember who it was in the out of the bunch at the time that was saying, "Don't give up on this yet." I don't know if it was me, or if it was Intelligence or Baconator that got it right. I mean, tonight. I mean, you could kind of expect it, but then again, well, you expected the raid show. You didn't expect the tornado threat, so. Well, you kind of, yeah, yeah. Tonight is a weird night. It is a very weird night for a lot of reasons. So yeah, I mean, I wanted to see if there was anything different, but I really have a hard time disagreeing with you there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm able to pull this one off, y'all. Come on. This storm just does not want to stop producing wedges. Like, it's honestly insane. You think it's gonna go Tory? Wow. Uh, how close is it to Fargo? Cause one thing I'm thinking is like that at least each state difference kind of handles those things differently. Yeah, we definitely want to see it. Don't want to see a Torii. I don't know if I can handle a Torii right now. That's for sure. It should, considering the fact that, well, it's a merger that's kind of coming in from the backside. But yeah, that velocity couplet is impressive. Uh, Pick your poison, Torix. Occlusion, Talk no Jutsu, or just, yeah, Cindy. Wait. Yeah, seriously. You're thinking, yeah, you're thinking occlusion? Yeah, I would say the same. Okay, I think I'm halfway gone delirious here. Yep, and there it goes. It's starting to wither away. Right on the mark. Still rotation there though, so you still have to watch it. It's not like it's just completely gone. But that was a pretty big downtrend from what we were just seeing about a scan or two ago. Okay. Alright, here's another PDS warning here. It's another large, extremely dangerous tornado over Davenport here. This is Horace, Kindred, Oxbow, Davenport, of course, Leonard, Christine, and Hickinson that are in the path of this storm. And of course, we still are watching this other tornado. Well, no, it's just this one now. Wow. Oof. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't ramp back up at all. Yeah, I would say this is lifted now. I sure hope it has. Yeah, it's gonna stay. It should stay south of town. At least that's what I would think. Like it'd have to have a pretty violent occlusion to come back that way. If that happens, then we have a huge problem on our hands. Dang. I can't lie. Like I said, I think I'm probably gonna end the stream in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, yeah, I can feel myself like blacking out. It's almost like a curtain. I know, I know, I know. Yeah, I still got a video to make tomorrow. Alright, here's what we'll do. Quick rundown of all tornado warnings right now. Really, this is the main thing that we got going on right now. It's just this one storm to the south of Fargo here. We have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that are at least considerable or higher. So we have severe storm potential with winds up to 70 plus. And a few that have even pushed 80 to 90 here that have gone across parts of North Dakota here. Some areas in South Dakota are still worth watching too. There's potential for winds up to about 60 plus if possible there too. And maybe some hail. So these areas where we're getting up to about 80 to 90 mile per hour potential is ones we need to watch out really closely for. Particularly this one towards Lakota for right now, but anywhere across this line tonight still has potential to produce tornadoes and extreme damaging winds. So make sure that you have a way to access watches or warnings as needed, and maybe even have them wake you up out of your sleep if necessary here. Oh, you're talking about doing an update video. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'll probably do that maybe sometime this week. We'll see what happens. Oh boy. Well, okay guys, I'm sorry. I've tried my best, but I've been on empty the whole time, and I don't think I can hack another minute. I'm halfway blacking out, and you guys are able to see it on stream. I'm exhausted. And you guys have been telling me I should rest up tonight, so. Alright, you win. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna rest up. And I'll see you with a video tomorrow. Until then, everybody make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a good night. Yeah, MPT definitely is constantly updating. But we like that, though. I want to wait for a couple more, truthfully, before I do that. But anyway, I'll talk with y'all more about that in the future. Until then, everybody have a good night.